John Cena had to show up on Raw and say everything that he had to say because, he's got to go. He's got to go back to Hollywood and wear his skirt and his heels and get ready for his next scene. So I get it, man. You got to say everything you can. And he probably thought really long and hard about what he was going to say. But me, I show up on my show, like, whatever, man.
Before every interview I conduct for Sportskeeda, I'm usually trying to quickly write some kind of intro. In the case of this man who I have chatted with before, it is always the same. Austin Theory is headed into the biggest match of his career. Every time I speak to him, he's seemingly headed into the next big match of his career. And yes, you can catch Austin Theory versus John Cena at WrestleMania only on Sony Sports Network. Now, sir, the last time we spoke, there's been a big change in you since then. You have a first name again. Can you tell me what your reaction was when you found out? And do you like the change?
When it comes to a change, that obviously means that I have changed. And I think it is definitely for the better. I think Austin Theory will go through a bunch of different evolutions of himself, but I think every time we get a different evolution, I'm going to be better. And I think we all can see that this change has been great because it's like you said, it's leading me into the biggest match of my career, and that's WrestleMania 39 against John Cena.
It certainly is. So my follow-up question to that is that there are only two kinds of wrestling fans in the world, right? There's the Let's Go Cena crowd and there's the Cena sucks crowd. Which camp were you in? And if it was the latter, who were you cheering for? Who are some people that you cheered for?
Man, I mean, is it not believable if I say I'm part of the Let's Go Cena side? Is that not believable? For me growing up though, I definitely supported John Cena. I liked what he stood for, and John Cena was one of those. Randy Orton was one of those. Triple H, Edge. Man, it's just so many to name. I could just keep going, but those guys were the ones that really inspired me and made me want to do this for the rest of my life.
So I want to circle back to something you said to me some time ago, and this was about how much you respected and still respect Randy Orton. I also want to throw another name into the ring, which is Cena himself brought it up. You have the best first name in pro wrestling, which is Austin. I said at the start of the interview that every time I speak to you, you are aiming for the next big thing. So are Orton and maybe Stone Cold on your wish list as well?
Man, definitely Randy Orton, definitely Stone Cold Steve Austin. And me and Randy will have a fresh start. I think, that'll be really good. But Stone Cold Steve Austin, he hit me with a stunner last year, and I didn't forget about that. I didn't forget.
Amazing, man. And my follow up to that is that also, I think you are also telling some kind of a long term story with Brock Lesnar. You have mentioned that in several of your interviews that there are little seeds being sown for that big match with Brock Lesnar. But he has a huge match against Omos as well. Uh, do you have a prediction for that match? And the reception has been very mixed to that kind of visual. What is your own take on Brock Lesnar versus Omos?
Man, I think when we look at this match, right, we have somebody like Brock Lesnar that literally destroys everybody that's in his path. And we've seen this continuously for years. But now we have a giant, but not just any giant, because we've seen a lot of giants in the WWE. But man, look at the track record for Omos, man. He destroys people. He runs through people. He drops people. He ends people's careers, man. Like some of these guys they bring, to have matches with him that are a hometown hero. That's these guys' last matches. We never see them again. And this is a dude that is going to go into WrestleMania, and it's not on his mind. I don't think it's on Omos's mind that he's facing Brock Lesnar. To Omos, this is just a dude. Brock Lesnar doesn't look Omos in the eyes. I don't know what man does. So, and Brock Lesnar's Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar brings the fight. He brings the destruction. And I just want to see what's going to happen because I don't know what's going to happen. All I hope is that my match goes on before because I want to at least have a ring, a stadium to still perform in because those two might completely destroy it all. So, yeah.
I have the good fortune of working with Zeb Coulter, Dutch Mantel, and he keeps telling me all the time how sometimes when he had promo segments with John Cena, sometimes he doesn't like to stick to the script. So that promo that everybody's talking about, in which he addressed your privates, how much of that was scripted and how much of that was on the spur of the moment?
Well, man, you got to think, you go out there with John Cena, somebody that's, held the WWE down for 20 years. He doesn't hold it down anymore, though, because of me. But, yeah, man, you get out there. He's in Boston. He's going to get a little carried away, and in that situation, he got a little carried away. But the reason why all that happens, the reason why I let all that happen is because he has to say everything he has to say because I'm the most important thing in the WWE. And we all know that with his schedule now, he's not fully committed to the WWE like I am. And that was something we heard a few years ago, somebody being a part-timer was an issue for John Cena. But now John Cena had to show up on Raw and say everything that he had to say because, he's got to go. He's got to go back to Hollywood and wear his skirt and his heels and get ready for his next scene, So I get it, man. You got to say everything you can. And he probably thought really long and hard about what he was going to say. But me, I show up on my show, like whatever, man. And you can go back and check. I wasn't phased. And at WrestleMania 39, the only person that's getting phased is John Cena.
Fantastic, man. A quick follow-up to that. In a lot of your interviews, you have mentioned Jey Uso as being one of the people who has helped you out backstage a lot. I mean, could you just elaborate on this and are you invested in the story that's being told with Jey Uso?
Yeah, man. Jay's somebody that if you look at his career, look how long Jey has been in the WWE, along with his brother. You know what I mean? The Usos they are workhorses. They are there Monday, they are there Friday. When it comes to the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I mean, them dudes never go home, man. They bleed WWE. And Jey is somebody from the very beginning. When I started on the main roster, even before I was featured on TV, I was doing dark matches and he was watching and I would ask him and he would help me all the time. And even to this day, he's like a brother, somebody that once I do a promo or I have a match, hey, what'd you think? You think I could have done something better here? And it's just that good of a relationship. But man, look at where Jay's come from in the past, let's even say 2 years, you know what I mean? Like the level that he's on. And he's always been on a great level, but you just see him shining. And honestly, man, I know they say there's nobody that can take those titles from Roman, but it could be someone standing right next to him. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you.